A homeless man with a scruffy beard and long, scraggly hair. He looks like a lost soul. But check this out. He has magic fingers. His talent is breathtaking. This video was first posted on Facebook just 2 days ago. It is captivating the nation with more than 2 million views. Incredible, went one posting. Just beautiful. And such talent. It's a shame he is homeless. He's playing the piano on a public sidewalk. Anyone can sit down and play. It's part of an arts project in Sarasota, Florida. But no one expected this. Pedestrians are taken aback. This video shows him performing for a father and his young son. So who is this homeless maestro? His name is Donald Gould, and we caught up with him today. He can't believe he's become an overnight sensation.
I just like to make a few tips and make people happy.
Gould's story is heartbreaking. He's 51 and a former U.S. Marine. He says he struggled with drugs. His wife died in 1998, and he's been living on the streets for more than 10 years. He says he has an 18-year-old son whom he hasn't seen since he was just a small child.
I've always loved him. I never spent a day when I thought about him. I loved him, and I hope he comes to track me down, because I'm always going to love him. He's my boy.
Meantime, he plays the piano for a world that now realizes you can discover stunning talent in people you'd never expect.
Donald Gould sat down at a piano at a public arts exhibit in Sarasota, Florida, and played. And the images of him with his scraggly beard, unwashed hair, and dirty clothes making magic at the keyboard were seen around the world. Within 2 days, the video received more than 2 million views. Now Gould has a chance for a new beginning. In this Inside Edition exclusive, we're giving this homeless man, a former Marine, the break he deserves. Donald Gould is about to get cleaned up. First, a new wardrobe at Sarasota's Island Pursuit.
How you doing?
You look great.
People already won't recognize me.
Next stop, the Gent Essential Barber Spa. It'll be his first haircut and shave in 18 months.
I'm a little nervous. Sure not used to all this attention.
And then the big moment.
So what do you think?
Wow, great job. I think it looks terrific.
What a remarkable change. Now, there's another stop to make. Tonight, Gould will perform for the first time before a paying crowd, thanks to the good folks at Michael's on East.
We are so very happy to enjoy the company of a very new and exciting celebrity here in Sarasota.
Before, they looked at me with a scruffy face. They're like, who is this raggedy, homeless-looking man? But here, you know, I just walk in there like a pro, and no flack whatsoever, you know.
It's more than just a new look. Gould says this day has gone a long way in restoring his sense of worth.
I got a lot of new respect out here today. I feel pretty confident that I can do it, you know, as long as I keep myself together, you know. Good to see you too. Thank you.
I'm just learning to play the piano. You're amazing.
Thank you.
Now, just maybe, Donald Gould hopes to be in line for the greatest gift of all, a reunion with his son, whom he hasn't seen in 15 years.
And now maybe my son will get in touch with me.
Before, he was too embarrassed to reach out to his son. Now, after his transformation, hopefully things are different. He's the homeless man who shocked the world with his amazing piano playing. Inside Edition gave piano man Donald Gould a top-to-bottom makeover. He's almost unrecognizable from the bum with the Rip Van Winkle beard we got to know.
Wow, great job.
But there was one vital thing he needed for his road to recovery. The young son he hasn't seen in 15 years since he hit Skid Row.
And now maybe my son will get in touch with me.
Well, we've tracked down Donald's long-lost son. Donnie is now 18 and just graduated high school. The youngster was adopted when he was 5 years old by Terry and Daryl. They've asked us not to use their last name.
It was love at first sight, I guess. As soon as we saw him, we loved him. We knew this was his home.
Donnie grew up in a loving home in Michigan. He's always known he was adopted.
I just know that they took me in as a small child and that they've loved me ever since.
Last week, Mom and Dad got a phone call from a family friend who saw the story of the homeless man playing the piano right here on Inside Edition. They all immediately knew it was Donnie's biological father.
We watched the video, and after we watched the video, we called Donnie into the room and we set him between us, and we had him watch the video with us for the first time.
They explained to Donnie that the homeless man was his birth father.
When we saw him and the way he looked, it was so sad that we wanted to reach out to him.
Then our follow-up story aired, showing the homeless man's remarkable transformation.
We seen that he cleaned his act up as far as his haircut, and then he was going into rehab. So after that, we thought, okay, we'll make contact with him.
Donnie says he loves his adopted parents as much as any son. He agreed to speak with his biological father, thinking it would help the piano man get his life back on track.
I want to just help him just clean his act up.
The reunion took place via FaceTime. Donnie was home in Michigan, his dad, Donald, in a hotel room in Sarasota, Florida.
It was very weird for me to just see that face for the very first time.
It just feels great. He doesn't seem resentful or mad at me, which is a good thing.
Everyone is now waiting to see the progress Donald Gould makes in his recovery before agreeing to a face-to-face meeting. They're all rooting for him.
He's getting a chance that a lot of other people don't get, and we hope he makes the best of it.
Well, I'm a little bit nervous, but I've spent plenty of time practicing.
Donald is the homeless man who shocked the nation with his amazing piano playing. Now, less than 2 months after he was discovered on the streets of Sarasota, Florida, Inside Edition has arranged for Donald to play the national anthem at the Monday Night Football game between the San Francisco 49ers and the Minnesota Vikings. He's never played anywhere like this before.
Not in my wildest dreams would I have ever imagined a moment like this happening.
Now, the next step in getting his life together, playing before a huge crowd at one of the nation's great sports events. The big moment is here. After the final note of the national anthem, there were congratulations and hugs for the homeless piano man whose story has touched the nation.
Next month marks 1 year since homeless piano man Donald Gould got off the streets. Gould's transformation began with a viral video of him playing a piano placed along Main Street in downtown Sarasota. So what has he been up to over the past few months? In this ABC 7 special assignment, Bobeth Yates has the answer that may just surprise you.
From sleeping on the streets to having his music heard around the world, Donald Gould has made a complete 180, and now that transformation continues.
Don, why don't we take it from here?
The man with the magic fingers is now taking his musical talents to the next level. He's recording an album.
That's a take.
To understand the full scope of this accomplishment, you must go back to June 2015. This was Donald Gould then, a scruffy homeless man that had been on the streets for years. Gould, who's a classically trained pianist, sat down at one of the pianos placed on the sidewalk as part of the Arts and Cultural Alliance Sarasota Keys piano project and began playing. A passerby recorded him and placed the video on the internet, and the rest is history.
Kind of surreal, you know. 2 months prior to that, I was this homeless guy on the streets, and next thing you know, I'm in a national spotlight, world spotlight.
Gould became a YouTube sensation, He was then featured on the TV show Inside Edition. He says that attention gave him the motivation he needed to turn his life around. And he admitted himself into rehab. 2 months into the rehab process, Gould was offered an opportunity to play the national anthem in front of 75,000 people for the San Francisco 49ers season opener.
While I'm actually up there performing, yeah, I'm nervous as a long-tailed cat, but at the same time, I'm working on concentrating on playing the national anthem, you know, with very few mistakes.
Gould says that process was hard because there were so many distractions.
While I'm performing, there's a crowd noise and there's fireworks going off, and I got earbuds in my ears, but I couldn't hear a thing what I was playing while I was actually playing it at the time, so I'm just hitting the keys on the keyboard and hoping for the best.
And his best is what the crowd got, because that opportunity opened yet another door.
As a result of me playing in San Francisco, this record producer gets a hold of Jacqueline, and next thing you know, I got a recording contract.
Jacqueline Bevan is a life coach, and she's been helping Gould maneuver through all of the changes. And she says it isn't just his musical career that has blossomed.
Just watching him going through everyday things and learning to live all over again and making new friends and doing positive things and just having a normal life. We're just so proud of him. He's just grown so much. It's amazing.
Gould now has his own place and is continuing the recovery process, which he says is a daily battle and the reason he regularly attends AA meetings. But Bevan says during the past year, Gould has also done a lot to encourage others, including volunteering at the Senior Friendship Center.
It was his way to give back and to do something for the community that, you know, because we know that the community helped lift him up through the GoFund and everything else.
Gould has had difficulties as well. In the past year, he struggled with the stress of being homeless to suddenly being a star. He suffered a heart attack and had a stent put in, and his leg was broken when he was hit by a car.
But I'm just lucky and blessed that, you know, these opportunities somehow seems like out of the blue are just coming my way. And now it's like, I guess like when the rubber hits the road, I got to make the right decision.
The first single on the album, Come Sail Away, will be released later this month. The complete album will be released later this year. Bobeth Yates, ABC7, your Suncoast News.